Welcome to another edition of Fairways and Greens Online here on Claibs Online. Of course, it's brought to you by our friends at Dalhousie Golf Club, the number one golf course in the state of Missouri. I guess you could argue whether it's the best golf course, but I think you'd be hard-pressed to find a better experience. And speaking of experience, you see that logo there and that gentleman online with me. He is Adam Betz. That is the Family Golf and Learning Center. And Adam, I could go a lot of directions off the bat. First off, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Jay. Thanks for having me.
And today's a big day because it's January 2nd, and you've officially opened the scoring lab and the simulators and all that stuff. I think it's a huge thing for you. So I want to start there because you have transformed what was once just kind of a driving range and a place to go into a true learning and teaching center. And let's start with the concept of it, because it's a little different than we've seen in St. Louis.
Yeah, it's really different than anywhere you've seen around the country. If you really dove deep, and it kind of kind of snowballed into what it became and what it is today. We are excited today, January 2nd, 2021. Thank God we have the 2020 year behind us, but 21, we're in store for a lot of fun here at Family Golf and Learning Center. Today, we opened our 2 simulator bays. They're open for booking, and they are booked. People are here practicing golf indoors on this, 25, 30 degree day where it's not ideal to be outside. Then we have, like you mentioned, the scoring lab, which has your indoor scoring area, your short game area, indoor hitting range, as well as another TrackMan sim there. So all 3 of the sims inside here at Family Golf and Learning Center are all powered by TrackMan, which has been a hit so far today, day one. We're excited to be open.
Well, I want to talk to you about TrackMan in just a moment because that's kind of out of my learning curve. A lot of things have passed me by.
We're all experts here. I'll be happy to help you.
to imagine, for me, 1983, and for you probably 94, 95, to have a place like this to go, just as a high school golfer or a competitive junior golfer, before we get to everybody else that plays it, I got to think that's big and also big with the competitive AMs.
Yeah, I think you're right. Growing up here in St. Louis and having these cold temperatures for months on end during the wintertime, it played a role on your ability to stay on top of your game through the off season, which has a lot to do with what we're doing here at Family Golf now. There is a connection to this facility. I practiced here with my high school when I was a kid growing up. I took lessons here. So there is that connection. It's always had that learning feel to it and that player development. You can take a lesson and learn the game here to it. But back to the off-season thing. I mean, we have the state-of-the-art heaters underneath the hitting bays outdoors. And then obviously now the scoring lab, the 2 sims provide for some indoor practice. But, that is it's giving St. Louis an opportunity to stay up on their game during the off season. And that's really what it's all about. And it's available for everybody. No matter if you're a competitive player trying to stay up for your game to be tournament ready come spring, or if you're wanting to learn the game and it happens to be January and it's cold outside, we have resources for you as well. So we're all inclusive, and weather doesn't hold us back any longer.
Adam Betz is joining us, the owner-operator of Family Golf and Learning Center, indoor and outdoor, if you will, now.
Mm-hmm.
You mentioned the TrackMan, and so many people are using it to gauge their game or their distances or their lies and loft. And I know pros and top amateurs are getting real specific.
Yep.
What is it for, Joe Smith that comes and sees me maybe once every 2 Saturdays at Gateway on to play that's a 15? What's the benefit, or is there a benefit for TrackMan for him?
Without a doubt there is. You can take it as in-depth as you'd like, but you don't have to do that. You can make it very simple. You can, specify or customize your practice and your training based on what you'd like to work on or the things that you like to see. There's a ton of different data points that would only confuse even the great players if they're not familiar with TrackMan. But that doesn't mean you can't customize it or simplify it to maybe check out just your club speeds or your distance control. How far do you really carry that wedge, Jay? Not everybody knows that. No. You know, we've had Umsel's coach here today looking at the facility for perhaps letting their team come and utilize the facility. And his biggest thing was, a lot of my players don't know how far they hit it, how far they carry it. And these are college, very competitive players. So, you know, it can be used for a lot of different things. It can be simplified. It can be broken down real specifically too.
All right. Let me talk to the instructor in you rather than the player.
Yep.
That stuff is great. There's no question about it. And Bryson's great. And
sure.
Iron's great. And all that, you know, all that stuff's good. Are we losing an aspect of feel with the younger player?
You know, I don't think so. I think what you're doing is you're getting data on exactly how far you're hitting the golf ball, you know, exactly what angle your club's coming through. And sure, is there times where it's not necessary in your teaching, or if you're trying to develop some feel, or if you're trying to do other things in your game, it's not necessarily a helpful tool. But it can be a helpful tool if your scenario plays into the needs and what TrackMan can provide.
Well, and instruction is a huge part of what you do when you look at the team that you've assembled.
Sure.
So, you know, along with the video and all the other stuff, the addition of TrackMan for your teaching professionals to use is another one of those tools for them, whether they get deep into it, you know, maybe like a Sidorchik or a Bobby G that says, yeah, that's a machine over there.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Like, it doesn't fit everybody. It doesn't fit every golfer. It doesn't fit every instructor. You know, Bob Toski is one of the greatest golf instructors in the world. He never used video. Right. So it's not absolutely necessary, but it is a tool that provides all the information that's going to be clear. It's going to be on point, and it's going to give you all the information that you're going to need, you know, to improve or to identify where you need improvement. You know, when our instructors utilize TrackMan, it's not like every shot, it's here's your number, here's this, here's that. It is, you know, it is a tool for us instructors to identify the weakness and identify the need for improvement in the area where that improvement is needed. And so it's not necessarily, hey, let me show you the screen and let's put all these numbers in front of you and confuse the golfer. It's more a tool for the instructor to understand the direction that player needs to go. So it's just an incredible tool.
Adam Betz is with us, Family Golf and Learning Center, Marshall Road in Kirkwood, which is a unique spot. A lot of people know, and you know better than anybody, about the flood situation potentially.
Sure. Yep.
That's always looming. Yes. But you decided to say, hey, where this location is, it's hard to beat. The property is here.
Yep.
We can maybe make something happen here. And that's what you've done. And somebody said to me the other day, well, is it just instruction? No. And somebody said, well, is it Top Golf? No. You're bringing everything together, whether it be something for the junior, whether it be something for the senior, if they want to play the short course when you get that exactly where you want it. I mean, I try and explain to people that you're for the golfer.
That's right. Yeah, we're all inclusive. We're for anybody that even has interest in golf. We're going to have an avenue for you to come try it out, to play it, to have fun with the family, create an entertainment type of factor. You know, Top Golf is an entertaining facility. We have that here at Family Golf at a little bit lower price. And then it goes into the instruction side. You know, you can get your junior golfer involved in the game of golf here with our many different programs that our junior golfers have at their disposal. If you're an adult learning the game or wanting to learn how to hit the ball or grip the club, we have programs here for you. We have 7 instructors, 5 males, 2 females, and we have a plethora of programs for any type of golfer, even those that have interest, might be a little intimidated by the game. We got a program for you too. So any golfer, all inclusive here at Family Golf.
Well, and that's a question I want to ask. I mean, because you've got some top flight instructors that they charge a nice tariff for their information, and not everybody can necessarily do that. I'm sure that, and again, I don't necessarily know that it's a difference in terms of what a beginner is going to get from somebody. I mean, I think sometimes, the best teachers in the world would be the worst person to start with a beginner. So, but your price ranges for your lessons, I'm sure, vary across the board.
We're trying to make it affordable for anybody to come and enjoy family golf, regardless of what type of golfer you are, where you are in your golf journey, I would call it. But if the affordability of golf lessons is not working in your favor, the group instruction is a great avenue for you. That knocks down the price. You can bring a couple of friends or somebody that that's interested in learning the game and maybe the same skill level or level of player as you, and that can bring down the price as well. There's many different options. There's many different price points, and group instruction is a great way to learn the game. You can be there with your friend, learning how to grip it, learning how to swing. You can talk about the golf swing and what you're learning together. We suggest that scenario for the beginning golfers, and we have plenty of programs for those players. Yep.
All right, let's talk about the course, because there was I don't know whether it was 9 par 3s or a short course or what it was when you took over, but you changed it. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the golf course here is 9 holes, all par 3s, maxing out at about 155, 160 yards at our longest length hole, shortest length hole being about 67, 75 yards. And so it's great practice for the higher lofted clubs, the short wedges. We've really engaged in trying to get our teeing grounds and mostly our greens up to a shape where they're firm and they're fast and they're smooth.
That's tough when you got a lot of traffic, and especially when you're talking about the teeing areas with, you're talking about par 3s.
Yeah, you're hitting wedges all day. So we do have mats on each tee. We also have implemented what we call our short course, which we already know we have a short course. It's a par 3 course, but an even shorter course. So this course has mats anywhere from 60 to 40 yards away from the green. So if dad's taking out, a group of, maybe his 7 or 8 year old and some of their friends, and they're playing the golf course, dad can bring a 60-degree wedge and have the kids stop at 40 yards out, drop a couple balls, and get some good wedge practice in. So we're trying to create, an environment on the golf course that is of quality when you're approaching and getting to the green and when you're putting, but really puts an emphasis on junior golf, beginning golf, and anybody that needs to work on their short game.
I love the concept. It seems like you never seem to make a wrong move over there. Things are really going on track. But talk to me about 2020, because, when the COVID hit, nobody was sure what the heck in the world was going to happen. Yeah. I think golf was worried. And then all of a sudden, we kind of had this change where people got the understanding, and it seemed to come to fruition, and I think has held true, that golf is about a safe environment as you could do anything.
Yeah.
And we saw more people active in the game. You saw more people at the range. Sure. It's been a unique year.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of learning, pivoting. You had to follow the rules. You had to make sure you were creating a safe environment for your customers and your employees. And we did just that. When COVID hit in March and we decided to close for 47 days, it was mainly not that we were forced, but it was us wanting to create a scenario that was safe for customers and employees while we were under construction at that time.
Right.
So
yeah, I want to make that clear.
Trailer.
Yeah, I want to make that clear. I remember, you guys were really, full steam ahead. Yeah. And I remember somebody said, "Did you see Family Golf closed?" And I said, "Smart move." Just,
we didn't know if it was a smart move or not. You didn't know what the right thing to do was, and you didn't really know what to do in the beginning stages of this pandemic. And we just knew that we were in a small, confined space in the trailer. We weren't going to be able to socially distance. We weren't going to be able to. Everybody was going to be confined. So we ended up creating a ramp, and we were selling golf balls the rest of the year out of a window. not necessarily the best work environment for my employees, but they weathered that storm and they were great and patient. And now that we're in here, it's like we're in the Taj Mahal, because we went from a construction trailer operating out of a window to this nice, beautiful building. But through 2020, it was all about learning, what to do. And closing was difficult, but it allowed us to do a lot of the things we cannot do on the driving range and on the golf course when people are around playing and practicing. So we took advantage of that time and really created that safe environment for the customers, and opened 47 days later on May 5th. And then it was gangbusters, as you know. It was, everything was just crazy, busy. The volumes that we were experiencing were larger than anything we'd ever expected. And I think we received a lot of exposure during that time. They would show up and look at this nice new building and, wow, what's in there? And people were talking about it. There was this, word of mouth kind of buzz within the community about what we were doing in the new building. And now today we're finally here opening after rescheduling opening 3 or 4 different times. So it's really just your ability to just pivot, understand that everybody's dealing with, a changing world and a changing environment around them. And, our main goals, like I said, is just to keep the customer and our employees safe.
Well, and I think you guys have done a fantastic job with that. You talked about you're there for whatever point anybody is in their golf life.
Mm-hmm.
What point's Adam Betz in his golf life?
Oh man, if I sat back and thought about it, it'd be the first time I thought about it in a while. Everything when it comes to Adam Betz has been about getting this building set up and getting this facility ready for St. Louis to come and enjoy the resources that we provide them. Once everything kind of settles down and we kind of get this machine well oiled, perhaps, I'll take on my game a little bit more, but I still enjoy competing. And I have set goals to try to make some national championships that are available to us PGA professionals. And I really liked the camaraderie and the competition playing in the section events, and I'll continue to do that moving forward. And, my level of preparation will have to increase if I want to be competitive in that space. But I love the game. I still love being competitive. I still love practicing. And I can't wait for my time to allow for more of that.
Hey, son, you won 3 events this year in the section. You were 3rd in the Player of the Year. Don't be,
Every now and then I can get it going.
Aaron Gleason tells me you're not missing that many tee times at Meadowbrook. So
more invites, Aaron.
Yeah, I mean, that's another. I want to talk about Meadowbrook because you worked there for so long.
7 years.
It was a golf course that I think people who knew golf and played golf understood how good Meadowbrook was. And then when Keith Foster came in and made some of those changes, I mean, I think it took Meadowbrook to another level, across the board. I just think it's now considered by many one of the, elite 5 to 7 clubs.
Yeah, I couldn't agree more. It's incredible in the 7 years that I worked there, how many times you'd see somebody come off the golf course that had never been there before, or it was their first round, and they were thoroughly impressed. Wow, I had no idea this golf course was that great. It really is a first-class facility, first-class golf course, and it's even getting better as we speak. They are under construction now, finished up the front 9 already. Haven't been over there to see it, but they're doing a great job on social media and pumping out what they're doing to each hole. So follow them on Instagram. That'd be a great idea to get that information. So they're making it, they're raising the level and the bar even higher than it already was after Keith Foster. So, it's a fantastic membership. It's a fantastic club, and the golf course is just about as good as any of them in town.
Before we get to our final 3 with you, 2 things I want to talk to you about. Your instruction philosophy.
Yep.
How much you're still teaching because you're so busy with business and stuff, and you got a lot of things in the fire. Do you have specific instruction thoughts? Are you one of those people that works with what comes at you? Talk a little instruction with me.
I think that my instruction kind of comes back to more the big muscles, trying to keep the club face square through the golf swing. And, if there is a habit that somebody has that is ingrained and has been for years upon years, then I'm not going to touch that. I go back to what is the most effective way to get the club face squared impact. And we find out more and more through the way I've taught is, using the big muscles and getting connection between the club and the body, getting the body moving in the right sequence, is key to success. If you got that club moving with just your arms, you're not going to have the power. You're not going to have the timing. And so I'm a big body guy, but more than anything, just want to get each player's club square at impact.
All right, so there you go. And you're still, if somebody calls and says, "Yeah, I want to get a lesson with Adam," is there a book?
Come on down. I'm ready for you.
Okay.
I still enjoy the instructional piece to it, and that's a huge part of why we're here today at Family Golf with so many instructors. There's no bigger joy in my life than helping somebody out to maybe play better in a tournament or just enjoy the game more with their wife or their husband. I love the game of golf. Family golf is me giving back to the game that's been so good to me, and watching people enjoy it more through my instruction. Our instruction here at Family Golf is exactly why we're here doing what we're doing each day.
I'd be remiss if I didn't mention your bride, Carolyn.
Yeah.
Carolyn Kindle Betz is one of the key, if not the key, people involved with bringing Major League Soccer here to St. Louis. What's that like for you? I mean, you obviously get to be on the inner circle of it, but you've also, she runs. She's the chief.
Well, first and foremost, I've had the front row seat for a lot of really exciting things that her and her family are a part of, and I can't say enough about how wonderful their family is. And Carolyn, I'm so proud of her and how she's been able to kind of just corral this wonderful team around her. And, what they're going to accomplish with this soccer team is going to be a lot of fun. We're already to the point where steel is being erected downtown. So go drive downtown and check out where the stadium is going to be. They got the steel beams going up and it's starting to take shape. She's an incredible person. She's an incredible leader. I've learned a lot from Carolyn, just how to be a better leader myself here at Family Golf. So, we're a great team. We're super proud of each other and what we've been able to accomplish in our respective roles, her in soccer, me in golf. And I just can't say enough about how proud I am of her.
Y'all like a power couple, isn't it? Mr. Golf and Mrs. Soccer.
Never knew it was going to turn out that way, but it's we have a lot of fun, and we love giving back to the city that has been so good to us over the years. We love St. Louis.
You got it. It's time for our final three, brought to you by Dalhousie Golf Club. Asks kind of the same three questions. Will Tiger Woods win another major championship, Adam?
100%. Yes.
No question in your mind.
Yep. If you were to look at the wall that I'm looking at here, it's all Tiger stuff. I'm the biggest fan ever. So,
you might want to get in line.
Yeah, I might be a little bit overly optimistic with that 100%, but there's a lot of want in that answer also.
Oh, I hear you, and what it means to the game and all that stuff. Number two, the St. Louis question, if you will. Where did Adam Betz go to high school?
I went to Parkway South. Graduated in 2001. We were practicing out at the Players Club, which is now Crescent Farms, and here at Family Golf too.
No, that's beautiful. And lastly, when this is kind of all over, when it's settled down, and you and Mrs. Soccer can go to dinner somewhere and feel comfortable, where are you gonna go throw down? Where's that first big throwdown meal gonna be?
We love Gito's. We love going to a lot of the restaurants on the hill, but Gito's is one of our top favorites. Mr. Gito was very good to me when I was a member at Meadowbrook. Love the family, love his son, Junior, taking over and making things happen. It's just a beautiful family, great food. So Gito's, 100%.
Can't go wrong there. There is the logo. There's the new clubhouse. Here's the information on the simulator and scoring lab. A place finally you can go on January 12th. Well, you don't have to come see me when it's too cold at Gateway. You got a place you should be at the Family Golf and Learning Center. Adam, good luck to you. Thanks so much for joining us.
Jay, thanks for having us. In St. Louis, can't wait to have you guys out here enjoying the resources we have available to you at Family Golf. So thanks, Jay.
Congratulations as well.
Thank you very much. We'll see you at Gateway soon. I'm sure I'll be out there teeing it up soon.
You got it, buddy.